everyone, welcome back to Deep Dive into the mindsets of functional education and exercise. I'm Ryan Mitchell, and as always, I'm joined by Alice Bennett. Alice, how's it going?
Hi, Ryan. I'm good, thanks. Excited for this one. Today, we're digging into how SeTs Ryu actually blends sports, fitness, and education. Right? It's such a unique approach.
Yeah, totally. And I think we should start with SAFE, or SAFE, which is all about sports and street art activities. It's not your typical gym class, is it?
No, not at all. SAFE is really about collaborative movement and skills development. Think parkour, street dance, self-defense. But without the whole competitive vibe. It's more about working together, building confidence, and honestly, just having fun while learning real-life skills.
Exactly. And what I love is how they adapt it for different ages. For kids, it's like a soft play center, obstacle courses, games, all that. But for teens and adults, it gets more technical, like you need to focus, listen, and really manage risk. It's not just about jumping around.
Yeah, and that risk management piece is huge. I mean, learning to handle fear and uncertainty, that's a skill you use way beyond the gym. I actually ran a parkour session for teens at a local park once, and all we had were a few cones and some crash mats. But honestly, it was brilliant. We set up little challenges, and the kids just got so creative. They started helping each other, figuring out new ways to move, and you could see their confidence growing with every try.
That's awesome. And it really shows how you don't need a fancy setup. SAFE is about using what you've got, right? Like SeTs Ryu talks about turning any environment into a playground. Indoors, outdoors, whatever. And it's always collaborative, not competitive. That's pretty rare in sports.
Absolutely. And the self-defense side is just as creative. They blend all sorts of influences. Jiu-jitsu, Shorinji Kenpo, even parkour and NLP. For older kids and adults, there's parkour jitsu, which is basically self-defense while moving, vaulting, Jackie Chan style. For the little ones, it's more games and simple moves, but still teaching those core life skills.
And it's not just about the moves. It's about building resilience, teamwork, and that sense of, I can handle myself, whatever comes up. I think that's what makes SAFE stand out. It's not just physical, it's mental too.
Yeah. And the flexibility is amazing. They run everything from after-school clubs to full-on summer camps, and they can adapt to whatever space or equipment is available. It's all about making it work, no matter what.
So, moving on from SAFE, let's talk about FAST. This is where SeTs Ryu gets into functional strength and mobility. And honestly, this is my jam. It's not just about lifting weights, it's about making fitness practical and adaptable, right?
Definitely. FAST uses all sorts of tools. TRX, kettlebells, battle ropes, resistance bands. But what I find really clever is the human multi-gym idea. You don't need a room full of machines. You can use your own body weight, or even train in pairs, using each other for resistance. It's so resourceful.
Yeah, and I think that comes from their martial arts background. It's about getting strong in ways that actually matter in real life. Like, you might do a circuit that mixes self-defense drills, parkour conditioning, and, I don't know, maybe some soccer skills. It's all about mobility and real-world movement.
And the classes are super flexible. They can be themed, like parkour fit, fighting fit, whatever fits the group. I remember you telling me about that community group you worked with, Ryan, where you only had resistance bands and a few mats. How did that go?
Oh, yeah. That was actually one of my favorite sessions. We had almost no equipment, but we set up a circuit using just bands and bodyweight moves. At first, people were skeptical, like, is this really going to do anything? But by the end, they were sweating, laughing, and honestly, they couldn't believe how much you could get out of so little. It totally changed their outlook on what fitness could be.
That's the thing, isn't it? SeTs Ryu's approach is about making fitness accessible. You don't need a fancy gym. You just need a bit of creativity and the right mindset. And for kids, they adapt it even more, making it playful, tying it into the sports and activities they already love.
Yeah, and the modular format means you can mix and match, like do a parkour session, then a strength session, or combine them. It keeps things fresh and interesting, and you can tailor it to what people actually want or need.
Exactly. It's all about functional imagination, really. Using what you have, adapting to the group, and making sure everyone gets something out of it, no matter their level or the equipment available.
All right, so we've covered movement and strength, but SeTs Ryu doesn't stop there. The third pillar is help, which is all about education and development. And this is where things get really interesting, I think.
Yeah. Help is mostly web-based courses. Stuff like assault awareness, conflict management, even content creation. And they use a flipped classroom model. So you do the theory online, then use class time for discussion or practical stuff. It's super efficient.
And it's not just for schools. They run workshops for businesses, security professionals, even help with things like learning management systems or user experience design. It's a really broad skill set.
What I love is how modular it all is. They can customize sessions for different venues, different groups, whatever's needed. I actually helped run a SeTs Ryu workshop in an outdoor gym once. We blended movement and education. So we'd do a quick self-defense drill, then talk about risk management, all in the same session. It just worked, you know? People were engaged, and it felt really relevant.
That's such a good example. And it shows how SeTs Ryu's flexibility isn't just about the physical side. It's about adapting the educational content too. They can run a seminar, a practical workshop, or even help someone else design their own program. And they're big on quality, like they even do audiobook readings with real voices, not AI, to keep things human and relatable.
Yeah, and I think that's what sets them apart. It's not about having the fanciest space or the most equipment. It's about creativity, adaptability, and genuinely serving the people in front of you. Whether it's a school, a business, or just a group in a park, they find a way to make it work.
Totally. So if you're listening and thinking, I don't have the perfect setup, just remember, sometimes all you need is a bit of functional imagination. SeTs Ryu proves you can do a lot with a little, as long as you're willing to adapt and blend different skills.
Absolutely. And that's probably a good place to wrap up for today. We'll be back soon with more on how functional education and exercise can transform the way we learn and move. Ryan, always a pleasure chatting with you.
Same here, Alice. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.